Hey, welcome back to my spiritual therapy. It's Miss Mocha, your spiritual therapist, and I'm just coming tonight to finish off discussing or talking about monitoring spirits. So I did a couple videos before giving a definition of a monitoring spirit and also the key characteristics of monitoring spirits. Now tonight I just want to talk about how some ways that we can use to defeat them or fight back against them or even just to keep them, at arm's length in a way to the point where they don't have nothing to go off of to attack or to learn about us. And so I put together a list of the things that I specifically myself have been doing so that I can minimize how many monitoring spirits um, that try to come for me and to kind of you know, put a block up against them to stop them from knowing things, stop them from having access to me. So I'll get into the list. First and foremost, um, the first thing you want to do is put on the whole armor of God. So this is in Ephesians chapter 6. And verse 11 says, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Another verse says, verse 13 says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So basically, putting on the whole armor of God, using God for help to stand against evil each and every day. This is what monitoring spirits do. They come to you for, evil purposes. They're not of God, they're of the devil. And it's pretty much, the enemy just trying to get information on you so they'll know how to attack you, where to attack you, when to attack you, what to attack, or, just to stalk you, obsess you, drive you crazy, things like that. So, what's the armor of God? And that is just standing. This comes from Ephesians chapter 6, verses 14 through 18. You're just going to stand in truth, righteousness, peace, have faith, believe in salvation, and stay in the word of God, and praying always. So those 7 things will automatically help you defeat and fight back against evil. Okay, and then some other things that I've been doing that I came up with is using discernment with people and trusting your intuition. Not going off of what you know, what you're feeling in your gut, what God is putting into you, what God is feeding you. When you know something is not right, stay true to that. I didn't do that a lot in my past, and that's why a lot of people were able to get close to me, get next to me, trick me, and fool me, and do all these things that they were doing to me because I wasn't using my discernment with them and trusting my intuition. So that's number 2. It takes me a lot. And with number 2, using your discernment also, so number 3 would be to keep your circle tight and small. Hold on. Okay, so keeping your circles tight and small and watching the company that you keep will help you, use your discernment more to help you know who you're around, their intentions for you. And it's like you have to analyze people. That's why I'm so happy that God put me through becoming a behavior therapist, because that's helped me be able to analyze, every single detail, because you have to, because these spirits, they're liars, they're everything God isn't. So they're going to come to kill, steal, and destroy. They're the enemy. And you have to be able to know these people, to know who to let in and to know not. As for me right now, God has instructed me to close my circle completely, to back away from everyone, whether it be people I know, people I don't know, close family members, whatever. he has pulled me away from everyone and he's isolated me now. And it's like people think that it's me. No, it's God telling me to do this. And I have to focus solely on him in this next seasons to come. This is going to be a permanent thing where I can't deal with people anymore because people are not being honest. You know, people, I'm using my discernment with these people that have been in my life, or family members, or people I've been around, and nothing good has came from being around these people in my life. And so this is why how I came up with this list, because I was doing a lot of this stuff and I'm staying in turmoil, I'm staying in conflict, I'm staying in negative things or bad things happening to me and my kids every time I deal with people, you know. So it's a wrap. I've learned my lesson over and over again. So that leaves me for number 4 is test people, test spirits, test people's motives. So it's like you got to test people. You got to see what they're about, see what they own, see why they want to be in your life, why they are, um, wanting to know things, and why they ask you certain questions and things like that. Because if you don't, you could fall right into the trick of the devil. The devil keeps on scamming me with people, scamming me with places and things that I want, because he hears, what I be saying, and he knows what I want because I've done a lot of talking and telling people. Everybody knows I want the husband, the home, family life, the house, the car, all that. And so he sends in these false people to pretend like they're gonna give me what I want just to get me caught up, in the trick. And that's been happening a lot. And since I've moved back to Minnesota, it's still been happening. So I'm like, no, God did not move me back here to keep going through the same old cycle. So it's all about the people that I believe that I'm going through the same cycle because of the people that I've been around. So everyone is cut. And so, which leads me to number 5. Don't tell everyone your business, your moves, your plans. And that's because once they know it's out there, they're going to report it back to their bosses, their demon bosses, because, the enemy is running everything. He has his little fallen angels, that spirits that he puts into people, mainly for me, it's mainly been people. And it's like he'll put these spirits in the people to come to get information out of me. They want to know all my business and my next move, my last move, my current moves, my plans, my thoughts, every single thing, like to the point of they're like obsessed with knowing every single part of my life. And I was just freely giving them this information because I'm thinking, like these people, they care about me. They want to know because they want to make sure I'm doing good, when in actuality it's the opposite, is what I'm coming to realize. It's the opposite. Knowing my plans and stuff, they report it back to whoever their higher source is, and the attacks come. All my moves are blocked. All my plans crumble. I lose jobs. I lose lovers. I lose relationships. I lose a lot. Lose money. I've been hacked a lot. Um, my car has been tampered with, and tires been slashed, and just a lot of stuff that has happened that I know someone's doing it. I just can't see who. I can't prove it. And so it's been happening this past over this year since I've been back to my home state. And I know that it's the people that I went back to. Since I've been around them, nothing good comes out of it, And so that's why I'm backing away. This is how I'm going to fight back against these monitoring spirits. And so, number 6, trust nobody but God. You can't trust people. People lie, people cheat, people tell certain things that you want to hear just to get you sucked into their misery, to their low level. You can't trust people, period. I don't trust nobody but God. God and my kids. Um, 7 will say, let's see, trust nobody. Okay, then we'll say, um, seek spiritual advice. So this is where you're seeking out, helping, or asking God for help you get to spiritual teachers, spiritual coaches, anyone that He can bring into your life that'll help you recognize what's going on, like He did for me. He brought me to YouTube, and there's a few ladies I watch on YouTube that, um, tell me kind of what's going on in my life or other people's lives that are like me, as a collective, as a whole, pretty much talking to the chosen ones, the 144,000. So this is a spiritual thing. It's not physical. Nothing is physical. Everything is spiritual to me. And so it's like you need to have these spiritual teachers. Of course, God is, but He'll also send you people down here in the physical that'll help you too, that's been through it too, that knows the signs, know what to do in your, one-off situation. And so then we'll go to um 8, I guess. Guard personal information and your personal energy online and in the physical. So this, is pretty self-explanatory. Don't give out personal information. Don't waste your energy with people that you don't need to. If you see that they're not on the same path as you, doing the same things that you're doing, why still let them be a part of your life? They're not going in the same direction as you. You have to stay away from people like that, not give them your personal information, your business. And for me, this this is like with my family. So right now my mother is trying to contact me, and God has instructed me to go no contact with everyone once again. And it's like on and off. Well, really, He's been instructing me to keep no contact, to stay focused solely on Him. But I keep breaking it, thinking that, this is my family, that I should talk to them. I came back here, I stayed with them, they helped me, but He's trying to tell me something deeper than that. It's like their help, it's not, I don't know how to put it, it's not real help. There's a motive behind it. They want to get my info, they want to get me, my energy, me in their presence, even though they're not on the same spiritual journey as me. So it's like I'm going towards God, and I don't know where they're going to. And God is like, move away. You have to be by yourself. And it's like they won't take no for an answer, especially my mother. She wants to know. So since I left Chicago back in 2022, I didn't give anyone, I started doing these things. I stopped letting people have access to me. No one knew, like in my family, because all my friends were cut off, men were cut off. I was abstinent, on a celibacy journey. And it's like I had to draw boundaries. So that's basically what it is, drawing boundaries, guarding your personal information, guarding your energy, guarding your light, guarding your the blessings that God is trying to deliver to you. And so I didn't give my family my address or anything. They didn't know it, and they were so adamant about finding it out. And I'm just like, why? Why all of a sudden you guys want my address? I moved from Chicago to Rockford. And so they didn't know, they knew what city I was in, but they didn't know exactly where my house was. And so um, even now, when I moved out of Rockford and back here to Minnesota, I stayed with my niece and my mother for a couple months until they decided that it was too much for them and they wanted us out. So I found another place in Minneapolis. So that's all they know, that I live in Minneapolis. But they keep asking for my location, my specific location. And even my mother just recently, today or yesterday, because I've contact been like almost this whole month. Like after my birthday on the 5th, I had to go no contact. It's like God had me reflecting on, since I've been back, how has my life been? And it's still been chaotic. And I believe it has a lot to do with the people that I'm around, the family members, whether it's my closest or not. If God is saying, take a look at your circle and cut them and only focus on me, that's what I have to do. But it's like my mother doesn't want to accept that. So she is now going through using the kids to find out about me, to get a way to contact me, to get my address. It's like she keeps asking for my address, which leads me to believe that there's motives behind why you want my address. And so every time I talk to them, or I talk to them since I came back into communication with them, it's always, what's your address? They're trying to meet up with me or get my address. I had even like a coworker and my sister, let me take you out. It's like they just got to get to see me, or get me somewhere, or know where I'm at. And so I want to make this video because I know that they watch, and I would like for you not to use the kids to find out where I'm located, not to go through my daughter and her cousins, because they talk. You're making them very much uncomfortable with this whole thing. If I don't have communication with you, the kids can't give you communication. Like, you have to respect that at this point. And if you don't respect it, that just lets me know even more that these monitoring spirits I'm talking about is you, is my family, is all of y'all. It's crazy because it's like you've never been this bad to where you have to know where I'm at, know what I'm doing, know my every move. And I guess it probably has been this bad, but I just didn't notice it because I was so used to just pouring out every single detail of my life to you guys. And when I stopped, it made you guys obsessed or something. I don't know. But yes, I know you're watching this video. I would appreciate it if you would not use the kids, my daughter, my kids, or my nieces, to try to get information out of them. They don't know my address. They can't tell you where I live. So you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. I'm okay. You know that I'm okay. This just makes me feel like you're obsessing with my life to the point where you're taking it too far, and it's too much for us. So please just stop. Go to God about it, because He's the one that's pulling me away from you guys. And I guess there's a reason for it. It's always a reason when God is doing it. God is in the mix. So that leads me to number 9. Be wise enough and strong enough to cut people off who don't serve you. And it sounds harsh, but if God has you on a specific journey, doing a specific thing for Him, how you can't be around people that are not on that same journey doing the same specific things for Him. This is a job, and it's not just a job, it's a way of life that God is training me on, also train my kids on. We can't just hang around everyone because they want us there. I don't know what you do in your free time. I don't know what you're doing in the dark, but God is revealing some things to me, and it sounds like it's not what you're doing in the dark in your free time and your long time is not of God. It's like I'm going to the right and you guys are going to the left, and God wants me to cut it off. Everyone, men. I didn't have no friends, but even when I go to these jobs and there's coworkers or like teachers, there's certain teachers in my daughter's school that I feel are obsessed with her doing too much. Landlords, anyone that shows that obsessive trait where they gotta know, what you're doing every day, how you're doing, pretending as if they're checking in neighbors, men. And for me, it's only been a couple months since I've been back in Minnesota. I reconnected with 2 men from my past, it didn't go nowhere. I cut them off right away because it wasn't what I wanted. And then when I met the new guy, where we had a brief relationship, I feel like, um, he was sent too. So it's like they're all a part of it, and it has to do with my family. It starts with my family, and it's like I have to be wise enough and strong enough to cut them off because it's not what I want. They're not going the way I'm going. They're not giving me what it is that I want, and they can't because what I want is coming from God. So that's that. So that leads us to number 10. You're not to give people access to you, to your energy, to your personal items, to your children, to your pets. When you cut people off, you have to cut them off completely. You can't keep, you know, one foot in the door, like keep hanging on. That's what I was doing. Back and forth, back and forth. Do I cut them off? Do I keep going? That's kind of bogus. I feel like I'm wrong to do this, but I don't think so because God is telling me to do this. So it's like I have to cut them off cold turkey. No access to me at all. That's why I've deleted my socials again. Only have YouTube right now, um, and where I post it, and then I have to move away from people. I have to cut off communication. I don't have a phone right now. Well, I have a phone, but I don't use it. Like they don't know the phone number because my regular line has been cut off, and so I got another line that they don't know. They know now, but I don't care because they don't have the number. And so they can't really get to me. Like, even, oh, it's so crazy. It's so chaotic. And I know it's just because of the people that I was around, the people that I was still given access to. Everybody's cut. I don't care if there's kids involved. I don't care if we're family. I don't care if we're friends. I don't care if we were lovers. I don't care if I rent from you. I don't care if you were my daughter's teacher. I don't care if you are an employer. Anything, anything. If it's not serving, you have to go. You can't. And when you go, you can't have no access. And God is even telling me to limit my YouTube because I won't give access to people because they constantly watch and watch and watch, and it's not for him. It's not to receive these messages. It's just to monitor me, to be a monitoring spirit. And so I have to limit access on that. But these are the ways that you have to, the games you have to play to fight back and defeat the people that are um, in your life that God didn't send or God doesn't want you to continuously have in your life. So I'll say 11, number 11, it's just two more. 11 is listen to your dreams. So I dream a lot. Other people probably do, or maybe they get other signs. I get dreams, I get signs in the world. I've talked about this before. I get numbers, I get um, clarity through a lot of different ways. Music, all that. You have to listen to that. Videos on YouTube, listen to it because there's messages and everything. God doesn't speak to us directly face to face like we do each other, but he'll speak using the things that he's created in this world, in the universe, as people would say. And so that brings us to the last one, number 12. Slow down, don't move too fast. And that's heavy on that for me because I'd be moving too fast thinking that this is it. Like when I came back to Minnesota, I moved too fast in this relationship thinking that it was God giving me the green light. And in all actuality, it was the devil tricking me. And if I wouldn't have moved so fast, um, I would have heard from God the real truth. And I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. But what's done is done. I'm not going to say that. Um, I feel like all babies are a blessing, and that was just a lesson of learning to use my intuition because I felt like I knew, ungodly things was happening with that guy, and um, he wasn't for me, but I ignored it because I thought I was tripping, and he convinced me that I was just tripping. Maybe I was scared or whatever. But yeah, if I would have slowed down, took my time more with God, I would have known, and I wouldn't have been, tricked by the devil this hard. But it's okay. I'm learning that monitoring spirits come in all shapes and forms, whether they're lovers, fake lovers, fake friends, fake family members, fake employers, fake landlords, fake whatever the case, fake anything out here. And so, yes, this is how we're going to fight back and defeat them. Of course, putting God first, trusting Him, trusting yourself, knowing what He's telling you, listening to the signs that He's giving you, and cutting people off. That's the main point. You got to cut people off because people are not in your life for the right reasons, and you test them and see, and you'll see, just like I'm seeing with my own family. Like, you want my address for what? Because from what I know, it's not a good thing why you guys want my address, but I'm not going to go into all that on this video. I've said it before in previous videos how I felt about my family and coming back here, but it's nothing anyone can do to me because, again, I put on my whole armor of God, and that's how I fight against evil, and I'm protected. God tells me in Psalm 91 I'm protected. So I need to read Psalms and do a Psalms video. But all right, this is almost 30 minutes. But yes, I feel like this will help us to know these people, know these things, know these places to stay away from so that they don't bring us down. They don't knock us off our spiritual journey. They don't hinder us from getting to where we should be. It's even to the point where they don't want me to become successful as I could be, or they don't want me to be, in union with my twin flame, which is my spiritual spouse that God told me, and not just me, all of us. Anyone on this journey, the devil doesn't want us to grow, to succeed, to do what God is calling us to do. And so he uses the people that are not on the godly path, that use them to bring down the people who are on the godly path. So these are ways to make sure we keep our circle tight. And if you don't have a circle like me, it's a triangle. It's me and my two kids. And then when I had this baby and baby girl, it'll be a square. But no circle. I don't do circles no more. It don't matter who you are to me. If God say you gotta go, you gotta go. And so, sorry people, but y'all all have to go. And that's just that. Take it up with God. If you feel some type of way about it, there's nothing I can do. I'm following God. I have a duty to God. I have a duty to my children and the inside of my home, my family on the inside of my home, not anyone that's on the outside of my home. You have to have your own life, your own duty with God. And if you don't, the time is now that you start. But focusing on me and my life and my kids and everything is not going to get you to where you need to be on your spiritual journey. So it's all about us focusing on our own individual spiritual journey. People know that I'm fine. Um, you can watch my videos and tell that I'm okay, but if I can't have contact with you and you can't be in my life anymore, you can't get mad at me for that. You have to take that up with God. So, yes, this is the 12 ways on how to defeat, fight back, minimize the monitoring spirits access in your life. As always, thanks for listening.